Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have James back for a two-man scramble. If you remember, we played the back nine of San Jose Muni and shot 2 over. We plan on doing better than that this time on the front nine of San Jose Muni. His game has gotten so much better, and I'm so proud of him and how far he's come. He started at the beginning of the pandemic, so he's been playing for a little over a year now. So yeah, let's head to the course now and see how we did.
Alright, so I'm doing a voiceover for this because it was super windy out there. James's miss is typically a really hard slice, but this time it didn't go off too bad, and he puts it into the fairway, so I have the green light to go ahead and hit it. I hit it pretty good and hit it down the middle, but don't worry, James gets into the action. Trust me, you want to stick around for this. So I asked James just to lay up and hit one into the fairway, and he does that, goes through the tree, luckily gets through cleanly, and we're only about 100 yards out. I take my 3-wood and I end up slicing it, and it would have been okay, but it hit a cart path and it just launched it way past the green, so we take his. He slices off his approach to the right, not a great shot from him, and now it's my turn to try to make up for that bad 3-wood, and I end up pulling it a little bit to the left, so we're off to the green, to the left, and we're chipping. Short little pitch on the way by me. I hit the fringe and it takes out all the roll from it, and so I end up being super short. James hits his pretty good. He's been working on his wedges and he's been doing a good job at that. First putt away for James. Not the best effort, and we're really making a mess of this par 5. My attempt as well, not good. So we end up getting bogey on the first hole. Next up, James just hits a nice little 3-wood down the fairway. It's a short dogleg right, so I can just hit my 2-iron. Took a little bit more aggressive lie, and I was in a little better position, but we ended up taking James because, confidence boost. Next up, James just hits an iron up there, and it looks a little bit short, but ends up releasing onto the green, so we got a good shot on there. My attempt comes up. Flare it out a little bit to the right, so hey, guess what? We're using James's shot here. Let's go. First attempt at the putt, the birdie try, and that's a little bit short. And it's my attempt as well. Not the best effort, but can't complain about an easy par, right? Next up, James hits his typical fade, and the wind grabs it a little bit, so it's not as bad, and he ends up being just off to the fairway in the right. I hit my shot pretty dang good. No complaints here. We end up taking mine, and we have a nice little approach into the green. Next up, James hits a pretty good shot into the green, so I have the green light just to go for it. Super stoked that we got a good shot at it. And then I end up just roasting mine over to the left side and pulling it. So we're taking James. First attempt. And as you can see, he actually gave it a good go. That's a good scramble putt. And then there's me. Not so great scramble putt. So we have some work to do. But James just easily cleans it up. Another par. Let's go. Alright, attempt at the first par 3. Not sure what James did here. It flared out right towards the people in the carts on the right. Had to call 4. I step up and then do a terrible shot and end up hitting the tree on the right. So we're going to have a pretty tough approach into the green. My first chip, it goes hard to the left after hitting the green. And I just told James, just get up and to the right and give us a good shot. He executes it perfectly and ends up breaking it a bit to the left. And so we have a decent putt just to save our par. So here's the first putt. Doesn't really give it a chance, just short and left. I'd give my shot. Same thing. We both did the same thing. Not good scramble putts. Bogey. So James just hits this low flighted drive. Not on purpose, but hey, it's in the middle of the fairway, and so I can really go for it. So here's my attempt. And I hit it pretty dang good. So we're going to have a pretty short approach into the green. Alright, here comes my attempt. I end up pulling it just a little bit to the left, and so it's all on James to get us onto the green, so we have an attempt at birdie. And he executes it pretty flawlessly. He's been telling me that he just aims for the center of the green and plays probability and tries to get it on the green as best as possible. Here's the first attempt at the long putt. And it skates pretty close to the hole. Not the best scramble putt, but a good lag putt. And then I really just go for it. And yeah, just goes out of frame. So still 2 over. Alright, another baby fade from James just to get into the fairway. It's a shorter par 4, so I can just take my drive and take a pretty aggressive line. And it turns out to be pretty good. So we're going to have another short approach into the green. James steps up and looks pretty good. Hits the front of the green and rolls on, so we have a good look at it. I'm at this point, I'm like, how am I going to get inside of that? I have to get inside of that. And I hit a wedge up there, and I don't. It doesn't stop or anything, and it keeps rolling, and we take James's ball. And on top of all things, he finishes the hole, and we get our first birdie. Let's go. Alright, next up, a short par 3. James hits his shot pretty well, goes over on the right sand trap, but actually ends up on the green. So if he's in a non-scramble situation, that's actually a really good shot. Now I hit my pure iron into the green and actually hit it pretty close to the pin, and we have a pretty good look at birdie. So let's go make that putt. So here's my attempt, and I gotta say, pretty poor attempt, short and below the hole. Come on. Then James rolls it. At least he gets it there. He gets pretty close, so unfortunately, wasted birdie attempt. Next up is the longest par 4. James slices the crap out of it, goes into the other fairway on the opposite side of the fairway. So I just have to step up and hit a shot. End up just hitting this high little fade. Didn't go very far, so we're going to have a tough second shot into the green. Alright, James steps up and hits his 3-wood. He hits it super good. He blasts it past the green up and to the left. I think he just did a pretty hard pull. I step up with my long iron and basically barely get it onto the green. So when you see our next putt, you're going to see how hard of a putt this will be, and then we're going to have to really fight for our 2-putt. Alright, first attempt by James. As you can see, it's a pretty long putt. And yeah, not the result that we wanted. So I try to step up. I need to get something pretty close and kind of testy as well. So we're not out of the woods yet. James with his misses and able to drain it. So luckily we held our par here. Alright, so we're 1 over going to the final hole. We just need a par to break our record of 2 over. Thinking maybe if we birdie it or go eagle, we can be even or 2 under. James drop kicked his into the center of the fairway. I end up going for it really hard and end up hooking mine to the left. So we take James's ball that's in the center of the fairway. Not long to go for our second shot into the green. James smokes his 3-wood. Unfortunately, it flares out to the right, and I'm pretty sure he would be past the hole if he landed on the green. Really good shot. So, thinking I just need to step up, and I end up flaring mine out to the right. So we actually have a testy chip behind the bunker to get on. Alright, so you just need to get up and down for birdie to make it an even scramble round. James's chip gets caught in the fringe, and here's my beautiful attempt into this sand trap. You gotta love it. When you need it the most, you end up choking the most. Alright, here's the first attempt for a chip in, just to get birdie. And not bad, not bad. Preserves the par. Here's my attempt. Ugh, and I just don't quite get it there. So, just tapped in the par, 1 over, and we beat our record of 2 over, so more to come.
Alright, so as you can see, 1 stroke better. We shot 1 over. Probably left some out there. Obviously, there was the putt on number 7 for the par 3, and then we made a mess of the first par 5 and the last par 5. But you know, as you can see, James is getting a lot better, and he hasn't taken lessons yet. So maybe I'll do like a little bit on him and his swing and where he's at, and if he's comfortable with it, can share his progress and how he's navigated the game as a newcomer to golf. But I'm just proud of how much progress he's made. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and we'll see you in the next one.